quarantine created a separation, between all of us. It just felt like a timely time to talk about that distance and frame it in a relationship way. And I think like the double entendre of it being applicable to like, anything you miss at the time, and kind of like the addictive nature of when you are passionate about something or someone that means so much to you in your life. And as soon as that's gone or taken away, or, all of a sudden there's this like separation and distance, then that relatability of like missing, what you may or may not be borderline, like experiencing addictive, behavior towards.
When this song was made, it felt like quarantine was just kind of starting. I feel like it was like maybe March you sent me the idea, G, but I forget what month it was, but it was early quarantine, and like I already had started missing my friends. I had started missing everyone. As soon as he sent the idea and the general idea of what this song is going to be, I was like, I'm in. There's no questions. And plus I was on like a Cruel Intentions and like Clueless and like teen movie kick, so like this song was a perfect song for like teen movies.
Bear is, I've known him for like close to a decade now. Beyond us just being homies, and have done like a ton of songs together, just being a fan of his and his whole process and his genius that comes to, his approach to music. But also somebody who's just like a passionate person and, an intense person, like gets the sentiment of what it feels like to love someone or something really hard.
He was like, who's emo enough for this?
Yeah, more or less.
I hate the way I always miss you. Yeah, I know I'm crazy, but you're sick too. Even after everything we've been through, thought I was the one with all the issues. It just talks about toxicity. The song really has this high level of toxicity, and it really speaks to me because mental health is a huge deal. I struggle with anxiety. I struggle with seasonal depression. I struggle with all kinds of shit. This song spoke to me in a deeper way, and I tweeted out, for some of us, Mental Health Day is every day, because it is, and that's the truth. And every time I leave, it's too long, and every time I leave, it's all wrong. I hate the way I always miss you. I hate the way I always miss you. Yeah. It's insane not leaving the crib for so long, because last year it was every weekend I had a college. Every other weekend I was in a different country. So, this type of missing someone or missing some things is a totally different, it's different from being far away, because you feel even further, even though we're all in the same country or whatever it is, you feel even further. I think it hit different.
Made a promise to myself, a promise I should stick to. Talking to myself, I said I promised I would quit you. I've been trying to let go, but it's powerful, it grips you. First you think you got control until I see you can't resist you. Habits into dependency, into addiction, the general realm of, like that as a whole is a wide world. You could be addicted to food, you could be addicted to drugs, you could be addicted to people or certain types of behavior. I've always been a fan of storytelling songs in hip hop that kind of keep it vague and open for interpretation. The whole entire time you don't know, is he talking about this, is he talking about that? So to leave it open for interpretation of whatever you're going through. No, I got my issues, some I won't admit to. No one's got the answers. Everybody wants to fix you. A big thing in relationships, is being able to take ownership. Is being able to accept it. Okay, I did this that was fucked up. It's much easier to just get mad at your person than it is to look inwardly and be like, okay, and it's just something I've tried to work through. Got this magic 8-ball, but I ain't got no crystal. Just don't fall in Courtney love and don't go Cobain with no pistol. That was a slick way of saying, whether you shake an 8-ball and read it, to find out your future, or you have, a magic crystal ball, but then obviously the reference of, 8-ball of drugs, or, crystal as in crystal meth. Kurt and Courtney, they kind of almost have this cemented place in, music history, but also cultural history, but then also with regards to, drug addiction, drug abuse. It's about not taking it too far, I guess. To an irreversible place. It don't take a psychic or a scientist to know that. Then why the fuck the minute I see you, I always go back? The definition of insanity is, yeah, I know that. I had 100 chances to move on. I always blow that. Well, the definition of insanity is, something not working and then continuously trying and trying again. So it's kind of this representation of cyclical, toxic behavior and falling into the same traps and repeating yourself over and over. And it's So it's a balance of not repeating the warning signs we've seen before, you know, and then not repeating what you've done over and over, and kind of just examining the whole thing as a whole. And me talking to myself or a person saying, don't keep doing this. Like, you know, like do better. Still can't seem to find out what's the issue. See your face on my Explorer and then I miss you. I said I was finished fucking with you. I said I hate the way I always miss you. In today's world, you can take these steps to try to like change your life or take certain people out of your life or, you know, set up certain barriers and boundaries. But at the end of the day, you know, you can unfollow somebody and then get on your Explorer and then actually see their face and be like, I can't escape you. And that's just kind of a metaphor for, you know, how hard it can be at times. You know what I mean? Like you can try to set these boundaries and cut certain things out of your life, you know, but inevitably, you know, it's very hard to control, you know, completely never seeing them again or them crossing your mind again. You know, certain things just trigger it and bring it all right back. Lie to myself every time I say that I'm done with you. Every day without you passes slower than one with you. 2 days pass, it's feeling like a week. This shit is stressful. I swear all these helping hands ain't even helpful. The past 10 years of me touring and doing music, you live so much life. You've seen so much life in such a short amount of time. But it creates this really fast-paced lifestyle. When that's just going and going and going, the pace is really fast and you're not thinking. But then when you try to step back and just do nothing, time is passing so much slower because you're used to everything going so fast. So it's like, okay, let me stay inside. Let me not see anybody. Let me not think about this person. Let me, you know, it's like, damn, has it only been a day? Has it only been 2 days? You know what I'm saying? Wishing I was with you still. Wish the shit was different. Wishing I was closer to you. Wish you wasn't distant. Wishing we could travel back in time and we could switch it. All this pain, wishing it was something that could fix it. The repetition of using the word wishing over and over in that little like sequence is really trying to like hammer down the point of like this empty hope. Like you wish shit was better, but at the same time, you're not doing the steps to fix those things that aren't better. It's not going to fix itself, you know, but more times than not, the behavior of people in those situations is just wishing it would just go away or wishing it would just be better without the necessary steps that are required to get you there. Medicate myself, different substances, I mix it, set my limits, try to draw the line, and then she sniffs it. This is kind of almost like a reference to movies like Requiem for a Dream or Candy, dark drug movies about addiction that really like talk about these situations where two partners find themselves, you know, like on a Sid and Nancy level, like both addicted to a thing. One person is going a little harder or farther, and just the double entendre, you know, of that. Moderation is one thing, and then crossing a line is another thing. Never lied, I gave you my word, and then you twist it. Fights outside the club, I think the paparazzi flicked it. Anybody who's ever been in a relationship with fights involved, you know what it feels like to feel like you were trying to say something, but then feel like your words were getting twisted. Compound that with what it's like to live with your windows constantly open, where privacy is hard to come by. I'm grateful for the fact that people, you know, like care about our lives enough for us to live, you know, this way. But nonetheless, you know, the downside of it is when you're really going through it and there's lenses staring straight at you when you're dealing with the most personal of issues. Still can't seem to find out what's the issue. Hate the way you talking when you with your friends too. They don't know about the shit we've been through. I said I hate the way I always miss you. This song does not offer a solution. It's more of like a case study on what it feels like to be back and forth and be on the fence and experience the highest of highs, but then the lowest of lows. But then at the end of the day, when the dust settles, you know, and like, you know, stuff stops burning and blowing up, and, you know, it's like when it all, you know what I mean, come back to it, it's like at the end of the day, I still, you know, I still miss you. Like, you know what I mean? Like in the back of my mind. So, you know, it's just kind of like a case study on all that. Every morning I wake up and I, you know, check my phone and I see a bunch of tag photos from how did y'all get me like walking to get coffee down the street? You know, it's like, it's almost like you become paranoid and scared that like, you know, I can't do anything outside, you know, like these guys camp outside of my house. Like, it's like a weird feeling of like that looking over your shoulder, like I think that, damn it, you know what I mean? And once that photo's taken, that photo's taken. Like it's out of your control.